There's all this distortion. It's so deep. You know, the whole business of waking up a human being. It begins with you have to be in the right place. You have to. I mean, it's where it starts. And the personality doesn't know how to drive. And it's not in charge of the route. And yet that's what it does. It says, we're going to go here, and we're going to go there. See, no matter what we want to do with the nature of the personality, we are helpless until the vehicle is correct and is aligned to its proper trajectory. That when the vehicle is operating correctly, when the decision-making is being done by the inner authority, it's only then that you begin to set the platform for seeing correctly. There's an advantage on the personality side, and I don't say that very often. The advantage is in the external. Because you see, the external will naturally align to the design external. It can do no else, nothing else. The design puts it into a particular movement. It aligns it to a particular direction. And it is the personality nodally that is able then to take in that direction. This is the first great change that takes place. You know, when people first get into design and, you start teaching them stuff and they go, oh yeah, wow, that's great. I see that so differently now. And why? It's not just because you gave them the knowledge. You can give the knowledge to people and don't see anything. But when you're experimenting with your strategy and authority and you're moving correctly, you get to see what's there. You don't necessarily have the gift of being able to interpret it, but it's there in front of you. The question is the personality going to be not self? Is the personality still going to be connected to the decision-making process? Remember, there's a distinction that I want you to be aware of. And that distinction is that it is not simply a matter that the victory is won the moment that you give the inner authority to the vehicle, and the vehicle is making the decisions. That doesn't mean that the mind is actually transformed. It means that you have broken an essential hook of the mind. It means that there is the potential of the beginning of a process for mind. But as long as mind is still engaged with secondary decisions, tertiary decisions, options, all kinds of things, you know that this is a mind that is still not able to trust its inner authority. And as long as that mind is occupied, even at a minor level, with backup decision-making, if my sacral screws up, I've got great ideas, that kind of thing, that the moment that it's there is the moment that is not a mind that is able to wake up and see what's there to be seen. You see, the 6 is the place of mutation. This 6 color ideally, is for 1 billion human beings to wake up in the morning and realize it's all about me. I have to understand how I work. What makes me what I am? I need to find the truth of me and live it despite everything. Everything. They'll wake up like that. They wake up with a power trip. They think that transition is when you get to be the top of the pile or something. It all gets lost in the strategic conditioning. It becomes another problem on the plane. Just don't see. Don't see. You got to be in the right place. And your mind has to trust. And the only way that the mind learns to trust is by watching. It's okay for your mind to judge. It's okay for it to watch and to question. We might have done that. We could have done that. Interesting that we do this, you know. You can look at all those things. I mean, mind, after all, this is what it's really good at. But it's not there to plan the next step. It's not there to run the show. It's not what it's about. I mean, it's a huge leap to get to this place. Huge. Really. Because it means that the mind has to be at attention. Oh, geez. That is difficult for the mind. It's so busy. Busy, 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 busy. And it's so busy with everything else. It has no time to be attentive. It has too many things to be concerned about. See, there's only watching. You know, there isn't anything else. And it seems so simple to be able to say it. But you have to train the mind. You do. I mean, the one thing about mechanics is clear. The mechanics demonstrate that step by step it is possible to realign the mind. It's just about getting there. And you see, to begin to understand the way in which you are intended to see, it's obvious that if you're going to be a third color, you know that you need, it truly a third color, that you need to look at yourself in relationship to the other. Because that's what the theme is all about. It's always like that. Those first 5 colors, it's all, you know, placing oneself within the context of the other. Unaware to be conditioned, aware to transform their lives. Because they are the ones that are there for you in this life. Because they are the ones that are there in your view. It's a